Hey, welcome to the Google Voice tutorial. Google Voice is a great way to separate your business and personal life, and it's 100% free, so let's go. Now, in my research, I found some frequently asked questions like what numbers show up when I call and what number shows up when people call me. And I'm going to get into those as we progress through the video. So let's get started. You're going to want to go to voice.google.com to bring you to this homepage here. And we're going to click for personal use, even though this is for business, because the for business one has a monthly fee and there's really no benefit to pay that fee. So we're going to go with this one. Now I'm going to choose the web because Android and iOS are for apps on your phone, but the interface is pretty much the same. It's just more narrow because you're on your phone. So every Google Voice account is going to require a Google account, so I'm going to sign in real quick and skip this part. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, so now you're signed in. It's going to ask you what Google Voice number you want. This will be the number that shows up when you call somebody on their caller ID. So you can search by city or an area code. I'm from the 716 area code, so I'll type that one in there and it gives me a list of options. A cool thing is, if you want to have a more customized number, you can select as many numbers as you can try to get. So what I'm saying is, I typed in the area code of 716. I could also have 222 after that. And it's going to give me a list of numbers that have 716, 222, and then the last four. So you can kind of customize it if you want to. I'll go ahead and select this one. And then you're going to have to verify your current cell phone number. Every Google Voice number requires a real carrier phone like Verizon, AT&T, or a prepaid one like Cricket or Boost or Mint. Okay, so I'll see you on the other side of this one after I verify my number. Okay, thanks for sticking with me to the other side. I'm going to show you straight away the settings so you can customize it to make it how you want, and then I'll walk through the general gist of things of the calling, text messaging, whatever, things that are pretty self-explanatory. So we're going to go up here to the gearbox, and here's our settings. So you can see here's my Google Voice number at the top. I'm blurring it out so you guys can't see it and give me any kind of phone calls I don't want. Then below that you have the devices attached to it. I have my Android phone and my web, which is what you're looking at now. And the link numbers is pretty cool because you can use a feature where they have it where you can put several numbers in there, and anytime somebody calls your Google Voice number, it'll ring to those phones, and the first one to pick up is the one who's going to answer the phone call. Porting your number, you're never really going to do that unless you move overseas. There's videos and other guys that talk about that. I'll go by that one because 99% of people won't be porting their number to Google Voice, because you're always going to need a number like I mentioned, Verizon or AT&T, Mint, whatever. So you can't just move your phone number into Google Voice and get free phone calls and texts. It doesn't work that way. Next up is messages. I have it on where every time somebody text messages me to my Google Voice number, it sends me an email of that text message. This way I don't have to remember to look at my phone. It's kind of in my Gmail account as a to-do list or just a general archiving method. This way I have every message ever sent to me. Moving on to calls. This first one here, I'll use my phone to make a phone call from the web. I'm not sure why you would do this, but you can make a phone call from the website, but it rings to your phone first, you answer it, and then you finish the phone call on your phone. Don't know why you'd want to do that, but there's that. Next up is the anonymous caller ID. That just hides your Google Voice number on somebody's caller ID when you call them. Okay, next one up is my devices. This is how you could turn on what devices are attached to your Google Voice number and which ones will ring when you're signed into them. So if I'm signed in right now to the web, this will ring if somebody calls my Google Voice number. If I don't want that, I just turn it off. Okay, and then this call forwarding is what I mentioned before, where if you want somebody to call your Google Voice number and it forwards to multiple different phones at once, this is how you set that up. You could do it based on rules as well. The last ones are, you get an email alert if you want every time somebody calls you. You can screen your calls, which means Google is going to ask them, who are you, before it'll ring your phone. This one here allows you to record your calls. Okay, so this one here I really like. So what happens is, it's one of those frequently asked questions. Like I said, what happens when somebody calls you? What does it show on your caller ID? There's two options you can have. You could have it show your Google Voice number. This way you know somebody's calling your business line. Or you can have it show the caller ID of the person that's calling you. Next up is the voicemail greetings. This is how you create one. I highly recommend starting this kind of quickly after you create an account so you don't forget. Otherwise, people are going to get a semi-AI sounding robot voicemail greeting that Google set up for you. And if you want a more personal one, which I recommend for your business, this is how you set it up. Same thing with text messages. If you want to get all your voicemails transcribed to you, you could do it with these two settings here. And lastly, if you want to listen to your voicemails, you could do it on your phone or on here. There's a voicemail button. Or for some reason, if you want to just call your Google Voice number, you can call it and enter a PIN, and that's how you could also listen to your voicemails. So there's web notifications. These are like pop-ups if anything happens on your Google Voice, whether it's a text message, voicemail, or phone call. I don't have mine on, but that's how you would set it up. Payments, I've never put any payment in there. Okay, the next feature is for spam calls and texts. I think this is one of the best features they have. Anytime somebody that's spamming you, whether it's a text message or a phone call, it's going to get put into your spam folder. And this is important if you're running a business, because whenever you register your DUNS number, that's your Dun & Bradstreet number, or anything else where your phone number becomes public, you want to use a number that can handle all the sales phone calls you're going to get. You're going to get pitched a lot by a lot of people. So you want to turn this on, and all of these spam calls and texts will go into your spam folder that you can review and see if actually you want to answer them back. Now that's all the main settings. There is one more setting I want to show you coming up, and I'll see you on the main homepage. All right, so we're back. In the upper right corner, you're going to see receiving calls. That's what we click to turn on Do Not Disturb. That allows us to have it where every phone call goes to our voicemail instead of ringing. This is great for when we're on vacation or our business closes at, say, 5 o'clock and we don't want any phone calls for it, but we still want to receive communications and have people leave us voicemails. So now what I want to do is walk you through real quick the layout of Google Voice's main homepage, how to dial, how to text, read your voicemail, archiving, and access your spam. So let's roll. All right, so that's all the settings, including the Do Not Disturb one. Now I'm going to walk you through real quick the spam section. This is important because this is where all those spam text messages and phone calls go that Google intercepts and puts in there for you. It's right on the left-hand side. It's nice and easy for you to get to, and you can go through them to review. Also on the left, you'll have your calls. This is how you call out using the dial pad. On the app, it's just like make a normal phone call on your phone. Text messaging, same thing. Send text messages. Here's your history of them as well. Voicemail. These are transcribed and sent to your email if you have that set up. If not, you could listen to them here. And lastly, just like email, there's an archive button where it puts them into a separate folder where they're no longer in your main inbox, clogging it up, but you can review back to them in the future. Alrighty, so now that you got your Google Voice all set up and customized, this video here is going to show you how to compare Google Voice to other service providers that are very similar to it, made for businesses. And I hope you enjoy it. If you like the video, please like it. I also make more videos related to businesses, so if you want to see them in your feed, go ahead and click the subscribe button. But also put in the comments what you did like or didn't like about the video if you had any other questions. And I hope you have a good day. See ya.